Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar. Morning, Doug. This is the pre-market webinar for Thursday, the 14th of May. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer trade charts, and I'm not here to shoot trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. All right. Now, yesterday was the bearish leading day this week. Obviously, it did not deliver, and we got another move up. Currently, I'm not seeing any signs suggesting that we're about to see a top here, and I've got a few suggestions for why that we might need to go still higher. I know the market. I know that this move is crazy, but it still doesn't look quite cooked. So I'll take you through that. But yes, tiny bit of negative divergence. May well just lose that today. NQ. Little double top here, rising support is holding. RTY, now this is one of the reasons I'm thinking this might go higher. This is a nice flag. This is a nice bull flag, and the obvious next move is to break up from here and retest the all-time high. That is one of the things I'm thinking probably needs to happen here, and it hasn't happened yet. YM is now getting back up and retesting this high here, but I want to see a retest the all-time high. And it doesn't matter if that's on YM or not. It matters whether it's on Dia and Inda. So on the RTH charts, but we're now within range to strike up at that, and I'm thinking that is another target that I'm looking for. So that's one. That's two, and I'll show you what the picture is on SPX as well when we get to the RTH charts. In terms of DAX, might see an all-time high retest, but I'm not really thinking that's necessary. Possible weak 6-minute sell signal brewing on the STX, which broadly is the same. Nikkei, we are. Honestly, I think this might be topping out. I mean, we could see an overthrow on the pattern on the Nikkei chart, but we're pretty much. I'm not sure this has got any further to go up, and we've already got a nice looking little double top. But I am thinking that equities may have another leg up, and probably does. All right, let's have a look at SPX. Well, yesterday, and ES. Well, yesterday we basically resumed. Didn't quite hit the daily upper band. We resumed the daily upper band ride. So that is still ongoing. We've still got an RSI 5 sell signal fix. That is, I think, at this stage, unlikely to fail. We didn't see a back test of the daily middle band, but we saw very nice back tests on both IWM and Dia. In terms of the hourly chart, we've still got an RSI 14 sell signal fix. That could fail, but I'm thinking that's probably going to play out. But it might not play out until basically after we've got OPEX out of the way. We shall see. On the 15-minute chart, no real divergence here. I was looking at this rising support trend line. I'm looking where this is likely to open. I'm skeptical that this is a topping process. I think we may well just be continuing higher at the moment. Looking at the Qs, we've still got a weak RSI 5 sell signal fixed and a possible full-size sell signal brewing. We saw a decent little retrace here, and actually it was SPX that led, not the Qs yesterday. So we're some distance away from this failing, which is good because I don't want to see it fail. Where am I thinking this might be going? You can see it. I'm wondering if this is going to head up and make it to this trendline resistance, which I've currently got at about 735 area. I'm planning to do a two-part post on bigger picture and smaller picture on equities over today and tomorrow, talking about this and talking about the targets I think may well reach. This is one of them on the Qs. We've managed to get over the longer term trend lines. I'll have a look at those too. So on the Qs on the hourly chart, what a wild move. But has it topped out yet? I'm not seeing any strong indication that it has. Hourly chart again, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed, and again, I'm thinking that's probably going to last until we make a reach a high level where it can play out. In terms of the Dia chart, still got a weak RSI 5 sell signal fixed. We've obviously had a nice retest. Back test of the daily middle band, and I'm looking for a retest of 501.20 fairly early today, but the main target is the retest of the all-time high at 503.37, and I think we're in range of doing that. Nothing really on the hourly chart to say, nothing really on the 15-minute chart to say either. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts quickly. Well, bigger and one smaller. All right, SPX on the weekly chart. We've reached the obvious target here, and it looks like we are overthrowing. So keeping an open mind on that. In terms of the shorter term charts, there will be other alternatives to this, but we may just be overthrowing this shorter term rising wedge from the April 2025 low. In terms of the shorter term charts, and I don't usually show the 5-minute charts, but this is an interesting one. This is the move up from, not the whole move up from March, but the move up from the end of April. And this is, you can see we've got nice 3 touches at the bottom here. We've got a nice 3 touches at the top here. It looks as though we might gap above this possible alternate trend line here. I'm wondering if we're going to go to this trend line here, which I've got in about the, I don't know, 75-20 area. I'm wondering about it. Doesn't mean we've got to reach it, but I'm wondering about it. In terms of the Qs, we've now reached a full hit of this trend line here. I was having a look at this yesterday. We hadn't quite hit it. We've now hit it. This is possible resistance, but obviously if we get over it, then the shorter term trend line I was looking at is this one here. We will see, and we could do that as part of an overthrow here, so we shall see. I think on the bigger picture, I think the war against Iran is likely to resume. At the moment, both sides have been weapons down for almost a couple of months now, really. And they're both patiently waiting, not too patiently, really, for the other one to surrender to them. That's not been happening. And I don't think Trump feels he can walk away without having something that will be seen as a victory. So I suspect he's going to resume the war because it's the only way that he's got a chance of getting that. I don't think it's likely to happen anyway. But I think we might be looking at something really insane like a land invasion, because I'm not sure what other options he's got. They could just continue bombing, but that didn't really have much effect last time. In terms of Qs, this is a close look at the trend line I was looking at here. It's a beauty, and I really like it as a target. On Dire, I'm really just looking for the high retest. I've got a trend line a bit higher if it suddenly caught fire. There's no particular reason to think that it would reach it. So looking at IWM, I've got 3 trend lines here. We've made the first one. No particular reason to think that it would go higher. And which is my preferred trend line of these? Probably the one we're at now. Actually, I think that's probably the best looking one. So I'm thinking we may well be topping out here, but I'd like to see a retest of the high and that little bull flag play out. Okay, let's have a look at the bigger picture IWM charts as well. Okay, on the daily chart, a very nice back test of the daily middle band, possible RSI 14 sell signal brewing. And actually, if we see a retest of the high, we can get an RSI 5 sell signal brewing as well, which I'd very much like to see. Nothing on the hourly chart worth the mention. On the 15-minute chart, which is the move up from the end of March low, we've broken down from here. I think this is likely a bull flag, break up from here, and actually this is a nice looking wedge already. I think this may be the final pattern, and we're just looking at the topping process at the moment. In terms of DAX, below the daily, closed yesterday below the daily middle band. No particular reason, in my view, to expect a retest of the high. And on Nikkei, this is a rising megaphone. We could see an overthrow of this, but this is really nice, gotta say. This is very nice. I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of this high, which we pretty much saw yesterday, and I'm thinking it may fail there, or we could see a bit of an overthrow, but I'm not really thinking that would be necessary. So that's not really a target I've got for the upside. Okay, let's have a look at DX. Now DX, we've got a couple of slightly more interesting things happening on currencies today. DX is testing the monthly pivot and obviously has been trading in a range basically since the end of March. In terms of the other things, not much happening on Euro, not much happening on GBP. 60-minute buy signal is fixed and not really delivered anything so far. USD JPY, we're at a key resistance level here. We could break up from this double bottom and head straight back up to highs, and we may do that depending if dollar's going to make a significant move up. We have got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed, not reading too much into that. USD CAD, we've got an IHS which is formed and broken up. I was talking about this possibility yesterday. This has happened. It's broken up with a target in the 1.387 area. I'm wondering if the two of these are a signal that we might start seeing the dollar going up very soon. So we will see how that goes. Not a lot happening on Australian dollar or NZ. In terms of ZB, we've really nearly made it to the target here, which is the bear flag target, which is a retest of. Hang on. This low here. And you can see we're getting pretty damn close. We had a little buy signal here that's pretty much made the target without going up too much. I think we're going to see that shortly. On ZN, it's already made the target. Now, these are potential double bottoms on both ZB and ZN. When we could see a decent rally, but I'm not really looking for that. I think this is on the way down. And any rally is just a reload before it goes down. All right, looking at some coil. We've got a 6-minute sell signal fixed. We are seeing a bit of a retracement here, but it doesn't look like much. Maybe see a back test of monthly pivot at 102.84. We seem to have passed the stage where we were getting good news about peace regularly. I think, personally, I'm thinking this is the story of the next couple of months on oil is going to be mainly about it going up. But I'd quite like to see a lower low here. Not really seeing any particular reason to think that we would. 60-minute sell signal is fixed on the CL chart. Again, we're seeing a little bit of a retracement. Oil, pretty near to the highs on heating oil. RBOB, pretty near to the highs on gasoline as well. NG, we've got an IHS which is broken up with a target in the 3.17 area, and we will see whether that delivers. GC, still lost in space and waiting for movement on oil. As and when that happens, as I said, what I would like to see, and what really would be the best fit with the charts, is if we start seeing a big move on oil and things get really uncomfortable, I would like to see gold step up to where it should be, which is as the main flight to safety destination, given that treasuries don't seem to be particularly popular as that destination at the moment. Silver, possible overall bear flag here, but this could just be an overthrow, waiting to see. Palladium still looks like a bearish consolidation, setting up a retest of the low. Platinum has made a higher high here, could have a larger flag forming, in which case it might need to go higher. But the obvious target really would be to get up to about the 2350 area, I think. On HG, now we've got a 6-minute sell signal fixed. I was talking about a move up to retest the all-time high. We've seen it. We've now got a nice looking double top. I am thinking we may well be topping out here on HG. KC, we've retested this low. 60-minute buy signals reached possible near miss target. We have an overall double bottom here, and I'm thinking that could deliver. Waiting to see if we can break back over the monthly pivot at 290. Looking at SB. SB, the head shoulders broke down, it failed, and we should see a retest of this high here just under 1550, which we haven't seen yet. Looking at CC, the bear flag channel broke up the 30% option and made target. At the moment, we're consolidating above the weekly pivot. This could go higher. Equally, we could be forming a head and shoulders here to go lower. CT and come back and retest that low. CT, pulling back a bit, leaning firmly bullish on this, on cotton and wheat and corn and soy, just because of fertilizer and the Strait of Hormuz. Lumber, still wondering if this is going to resume the downtrend soon. It's not in any hurry. CW, seeing a little bit of a pullback here on a 60-minute sell signal, which is reaching the possible near miss target area now. Corn, little bit of a pullback here too, leaning overall bullish. Soy, the same. Possible IHS forming here. This is actually stronger than I would have expected for a pullback. I'm leaning fairly strongly bullish on all of these. We'll see how that goes. On ZL, looks like a bull flag forming from the high on live cattle, breaking up from what looks like a bull flag. And lean hogs, we've got a nested double bottom set up here. The first double bottom is broken up with a target in the 103.15 to 103.4 area. All right, looking at questions. I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care. I'm leaning basically, looking at this overall setup here, I'm leaning bullish into Apex, and we'll see how far I can get. I do have some targets above, and actually at this point, I quite like to see them hit. We shall see how that goes. All right, cheers guys. Catch you tomorrow.